overcome it?
No, I never could.
Yeah, I guess being shy is one of those things you kind of have to work out of gradually.
I guess that it takes
Time.
time.
See, you know something, Laura? People aren't so dreadful when you get to know them. That's what you have to remember. And everybody has problems. Not just you, practically everybody has problems. See, you think of yourself as being the only one who's disappointed. But you look around you a little bit, what do you see? A lot of people just as disappointed as you are. You take me, for instance. Boy, when I graduated high school, I sure thought I'd be a lot further along than I am now. Hey, you remember that wonderful write-up I had in the Torch?
Yes, I do.
Remember it said that I was bound to succeed in anything that I went into? What's that? Oh.
Here you are in the Pirates of Penzance.
Oh, my. The pirates. Oh, better far to live and die. Under the brave black flag I fly to play a sanctimonious part of pirate. I sang lead in that operetta.
So beautifully.
Oh.
Oh, yes, beautifully. Beautiful.
You heard me then, huh?
I heard you all 3 times.
No.
Yes,
You mean you saw all 3 performances?
yes.
What for?
Well, I wanted to ask you to autograph my program.
So why didn't you ask me?
Well, you were always so much surrounded by your own friends that I never
Oh, you
had
should
a
have just
chance.
come right up and said, hey, here's my program.
Well, I thought that you might think that I was,
Thought I might think you was what?
oh,
Oh. yeah, I was beleaguered by females in those days.
you were terribly popular.
Yeah.
You had such a friendly way.
Oh, I was spoiled in high school.
Everybody liked you.
Including you?
Yes. Yes, I did too.
Hand me that program, Laura. There you are. Better late than never.
What a surprise.
Well, my signature's not worth very much right now. But maybe someday it'll increase in value. You know, being disappointed is one thing. Being discouraged is something else. Well, I may be disappointed, but I'm not discouraged. So, you finished high school?
Well, I got bad grades on my final
Oh,
examinations.
you mean you dropped out?
I didn't go back. How's Emily Meisenbach getting along?
That crowdhead.
Why do you call her that?
That's what she was.
You mean you're not still going together?
Oh, I never even see her.
I read in the personal section that you were engaged.
Yeah. Well, I was not impressed by that propaganda.
And it wasn't the truth?
Oh. It was only true in Emily's optimistic opinion. So, what have you been doing since high school?
Nothing much.
Well, you must have been doing something.
Yes.
Well then, such as what?
Well, I took a business course in business college.
You did? How'd that go?
Well, not very well. I had to drop out. It gave me indigestion.
Oh. So what are you doing now?
Well, I don't do anything much. Oh, please don't think that I just sit around doing nothing. My glass collection takes a good deal of time. Glass is something that you have to take very good care of.
I'm sorry. What'd you say about glass?
Collection, I said that I have one.
Laura, you know what I judge to be the trouble with you? Inferiority complex. You know what that is? That's what they call it when a fella low rates himself. Oh, I understand it because I had it too. The only, well, my case was not as aggravated as yours seems to be. I had it until I took. I had it until I took a course in public speaking. I developed my voice, and I learned that I have an aptitude for science. You know, until that time, I never thought of myself as being outstanding in any way whatsoever. Now, I never made a regular study of this, mind you. But I have a friend who says that I can analyze people better than doctors who make a profession of it. Well, I don't claim that's necessarily true, but I can sure guess a person's psychology. Excuse me, Laura. Ooh, always take it out when the flavor is gone. I'll just wrap it up here in a piece of newspaper. I know what it's like when you get it stuck on your shoe. Yeah, that is what I judge to be your principal trouble. Lack of confidence in yourself as a person. Now, I'm basing that fact on a number of your remarks and on certain observations I've made. For instance, you know that clumping you say was so awful in high school? You say you dreaded going upstairs. You see what you did? You dropped out of school. You gave up an education. All over a little clump, which as far as I can see is practically non-existent. Oh, little physical defect is all you have. Hardly noticeable even, magnified 1,000 times by your imagination. Now, my strong advice to you, you gotta start thinking of yourself as superior in some way.
In what way would I think?
Oh, man alive. Laura, look around you a little. What do you see? Huh? Whole world full of common people. All of them born, all of them gonna die. Now, which of them has 1/10 of your strong points? Or mine? Or anybody else's for that matter? You see, everybody excels in some one thing. Some in many. Take me, for instance. Now, my interest happens to lie in electrodynamics. I'm taking a course in radio engineering on top of a fairly responsible job in the warehouse. I'm taking that course, and I'm studying public speaking. Yeah, because I believe in the future of television. Ooh, I want to be ready to go right on up with it. See, I'm planning on getting in on the ground floor. I've already made all the right connections. The only thing that remains now is for the industry itself to get underway full steam. You know, knowledge, zip. Money, zip. Power. Wham! Oh, yeah, well, it's a cycle that democracy's built on. You must think I think an awful lot of myself.
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay. Okay. Now, how about you? There must be some one thing you take more interest in than anything else in the world.
Yes.
Well, such as what?
Well, I do, as I said, have my glass collection.
You do? Yeah. What kind of glass is that?
Little articles of it. Ornaments, mostly. Most of them are little animals made out of glass. Tiniest little animals in the world. My mother calls them my glass menagerie. Here's an example of one if you'd like to see it. This is one of the oldest. He's nearly 13. Oh, be careful. If you breathe, it breaks.
Oh, I better not take him then. I'm kind of clumsy with things.
Oh no, I trust you with him. There. You're holding him gently. Hold him up in the light. He just loves the light. You see how the light just shines through him?
Yeah. He sure does shine.
I shouldn't be partial, but he is my favorite one.
What kind of animal is this supposed to be?
Oh, haven't you noticed the single horn on his forehead?
A unicorn, huh? Unicorn. Aren't they supposed to be extinct in the modern world?
I know.
Poor little fella. Must feel kind of lonesome.
Well, if he does, he doesn't complain about it. But he stays on the shelf with all the other horses that don't have horns, and they seem to get along nicely together.
How do you know?
Well, I haven't heard any arguments.
No arguments, huh? Well, that's a good sign. Where'll I put him?
Oh, you can put him anywhere. They all like a change of scenery every once in a while.
You do. Oh. Hey. Look how big my shadow is when I stretch.
Oh my, yes. It stretches clear across the ceiling.
Where's the music coming from?
It comes from the Paradise Dance Hall across the alley.
Say, how about cutting the rug a little, Miss Wingfield? Or is your program all filled up? Oh, let me have a look at it there. Oh, every dance is taken. Well, just have to scratch some of them out. A waltz.
I can't dance.
Oh, there you go with that inferiority stuff.
No, I never danced in my life.
Come on, try.
Well, I'm afraid that I would step on you.
Well, I'm not made out of glass.
How do I start?
You hold your arms out a little.
Like this.
A little higher. All right, Laura. Now, don't tighten up. That's the principal thing about it. Just relax.
I'm afraid that you can't budge me.
What do you bet I can't?
My goodness. Yes, you can.
Okay. Let yourself go. Just let yourself go.
I'm trying.
Not so stiff now. Easy does it. There you go.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
That's it. You're doing it now, Laura.
I am.
There we go. That's better.
Oh.
That's it, Laura. Now we're doing it.
I am. Oh.
broken?
Now he's just like all the other horses.
What do you mean you lost it?
He lost his horn. It doesn't matter. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
Oh, I bet you'll never forgive me. That was your favorite piece of glass.
I don't have favorites much. It's no tragedy. Glass breaks so easily, no matter how careful you are. The traffic jars the shelves and things fall off.
Still, I'm awful sorry that I was the cause of it.
I just imagine that he had an operation and the horn was removed to make him feel less freakish. And now he'll feel more at home with the other horses, the ones that don't have horns.
Well, I'm glad to see that you have a sense of humor. You know, you're different than anybody I know. Do you mind me saying that? I mean it. You make me feel sort of... I don't know how to say this. I'm usually pretty good at expressing things. There's something I don't know how to say. Did anybody ever tell you that you were pretty? You are, and in a different way than anybody else. And all the nicer because of the difference. Oh, boy, I wish you were my sister. I'd teach you to have confidence in yourself. Because being different is nothing to be ashamed of. Because other people aren't such wonderful people. Or they're 100 times 1,000. You're 1 times 1. They wander all over the earth. You just stay right here. Why, they're as common as weeds, but you're blue roses.
Blue is wrong for roses.
But it's right for you. You're pretty.
In what respect am I pretty?
Why, in all respects. Your eyes, your hair, your hands are pretty. Do you think I'm saying this just because I was invited to supper and I have to be nice? Oh, look, I could do that. I could tell you all kinds of things without being sincere, but I'm talking to you sincerely. I happen to notice you have this inferiority complex that keeps you from being comfortable with people. Somebody ought to build your confidence up, way up. Somebody ought to make you proud instead of shy and turning away and blushing. Somebody ought to... Somebody ought to kiss you, Laura. I shouldn't have done that. I was way off the beam. Would you care for a cigarette? Oh, you don't smoke, do you? How about a mint? A peppermint, lifesaver. Look, my pocket's a regular drugstore. Here. Laura, if I had a sister like you, I'd do the same as Tom. I'd invite fellas home here to meet you. Well, maybe I shouldn't be saying that. That might not have been an idea in having me over. Well, what if it was? Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that... Well, in my case, I'm not in a position to do the right thing. I can't ask you for your number and say that I'll phone. I can't call you and ask you for a date. Well, I just thought I'd better explain the situation in case you misunderstood and I hurt your feelings.
You won't call again?
No. I can't, Laura. I got strings on me. You see, I've been going steady. I go out all the time with a girl named Betty. Oh, and, well, she's a nice, quiet home girl, just like you. And she's Catholic and she's Irish. So we get along fine. I met her last summer on a moonlight boat trip up the river to Alton, on the Majestic. And right away from the start, it was love. Oh, boy. And being in love has made a new man out of me. Well, the power of love is tremendous. It's the kind of thing that just changes the whole world. Well, Betty's aunt took sick and she got a wire and had to go to Centralia. So naturally, when Tom invited me for dinner, well, I accepted the invitation, not knowing. Well, I mean, not knowing. I wish you would say something. What are you doing? You want me to have him? What for?
Souvenir.
Children, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I thought y'all might like a little liquid refreshment, honey. Mr. O'Connor. Mr. O'Connor, have you heard that song about lemonade? Lemonade, lemonade, made in the shade and stirred with a spade, and then it's good enough for any old maid.
No, ma'am, I never heard that one.
Honey, why are you looking so serious?
Well, we were just having a serious conversation.
I don't understand you modern young people. When I was a girl, I was just gay about everything.
You haven't changed a bit, Miss Wingfield.
Well, I suppose it's the gaiety of the occasion that has rejuvenated me. So here is to the gaiety of the occasion. Oh, I baptized myself. Oh, I found some cherries back there in the kitchen, and I put one at the bottom of each glass.
Oh, well, you shouldn't have gone all that trouble, ma'am.
It wasn't any trouble at all. Didn't you hear us cutting up out there in the kitchen? I was so outdone with Tom for not bringing you over sooner. But now that you know the way, I want you to come all the time. Now, not just once in a while, but all the time. Now, I'm going to run on back to the kitchen.
Oh, no, ma'am. Look, as a matter of fact, well, I have to be going.
Oh, but Mr. O'Connor, it's only the shank of the evening.
Well, you know how it is, ma'am.
Oh, you mean because you are a young working man and you have to keep working men sound?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we'll let you off early this time, but only on condition that you stay later next time now, much, much later. Now, what's the best evening for you? Is it Saturday?
Well, as a matter of fact, Miss Wingfield, I have a couple of time clocks that I have to punch. One in the morning and another one at night.
Oh, you are so ambitious. You work nights, too?
Well, no, ma'am. No, not work, but, Betty.
Betty? Who's Betty?
Well, she's just a girl, a girl I go steady with.
Is it serious?
Yes, ma'am, it is. Well, we're gonna be married the second Sunday in June.
Tom didn't say anything at all about you being engaged to be married.
Well, the cat's not out of the bag down at the warehouse yet, ma'am. You know how it is, the fellas call you Romeo and stuff like that. Miss Wingfield, this has been a wonderful evening. This must be what they mean by Southern hospitality.
Nothing at all, nothing at all.
Well, I hope that you ladies don't think that I'm rushing off, but I promised Betty that I'd pick her up down at the Wabash Depot, and by the time I get my jalopy down there, the train is gonna be in. You know how some women get pretty upset when you keep them waiting.
I know all about the tyranny of women. Goodbye, Mr. O'Connor. And I want to wish you happiness and good fortune. And you wish him that too, don't you, Laura?
Yes, Mother, I do.
Well, bye, Laura. Well, I'll always treasure the souvenir. Oh, bye, Shakespeare. Well, thank you again, ladies. Good night. Laura, don't you forget that good advice I gave you, huh?
Well. Things have a way of turning out so badly. Oh, Laura, I wouldn't play that big troll anymore, would you? Well. So our gentleman caller was engaged to be married. Oh. Tom?
Yes, Mother?
Come on out here. I want to tell you something very funny.
Has the gentleman caller gotten away already?
Yes, he made a very early departure. And that was a funny joke you played on us, too.
How do you mean?
You didn't tell us he was engaged to be married.
Jim? Engaged?
Well, that's what he just informed us.
Well, I'll be jiggered. I didn't know about that.
Well, that seems very peculiar to me.
What's peculiar about it?
Didn't you tell me he was your best friend down at the White House?
Mother, he is, but how did I know?
Well, it seems very peculiar to me that you didn't know that your best friend was engaged to be married.
Mother, the warehouse is where I work, not where I know things about people.
You don't know things anywhere. You live in a dream world. You just manufacture illusions. Where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm going to the movies.
Oh, that's right. Now that you have had us make such fools of ourselves. Well, all the effort and all the preparation and all the expense, the new rug and the floor lamp and the clothes for Laura, and for what? To entertain some other girl's fiancé? Oh, go on and go to the movies. Don't think about us. A mother who is deserted, an unmarried sister who is crippled and has no job. No, don't let anything interfere with your selfish pleasures. Just go on and go to the movies.
All right. I will. The more you shout about my selfishness to me, the quicker I will go. And I won't go to the movies either.
Go to the moon, you selfish dreamer!
I didn't go to the moon. I went much further. For time is the longest distance between two places. Not long after that, I left St. Louis. I descended the steps of our fire escape for a last time, and from then on, I followed in my father's footsteps, attempting to find in motion what was lost in space. I traveled around a great deal. The city swept about me like dead leaves, leaves that were brightly colored but torn away from the branches. I would have stopped, but I was pursued by something. It always came upon me unawares, taking me altogether by surprise. Perhaps it was a familiar bit of music. Perhaps it was only a piece of transparent glass. Perhaps I'm walking along the street at night in some strange city before I have found companions. I pass the lighted window of a shop where perfume is sold. The window is filled with pieces of colored glass, tiny transparent bottles in delicate colors like bits of a shattered rainbow. Then, all at once, my sister touches my shoulder, and I turn around and look into her eyes. Laura. Laura. I tried so hard to leave you behind me, but I am more faithful than I intended to be. I reach for a cigarette, I cross the street, I run to the movies or a bar, I buy a drink, I speak to the nearest stranger. Anything that will blow your candles out.